What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Political Soul Food. We ready to get down again. Tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about the State of the Union address. Trump was trying to talk that talk, and so I got some quick reflections. We're not going to be on too late tonight. We're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it moving real fast. And I got a few comments to make. So what I'm going to do is I'll give people a chance to tune in here. So we're gonna take a quick intro break and get this party started, folks. I hope y'all doing well. I hope y'all staying on the grind, hustling, trying to make things happen, trying to make this place a better place to be in our 21st century. Alrighty, so I'll be right back after this quick intro break. Let's get ready to rumble. State of the Union address. What you got to say? All right, y'all, welcome back. Okay, we're trying to get down tonight. We're talking about Donald Trump's State of the Union address. What do you all think about that? I want to say hello to Dr. Marshall here on RG. We got my boy GD Stokes over here on Facebook, YouTube. What's good? What's good? For sure. Did any of you listen to the State of the Union address? Let me see how many of y'all checked that out real fast. Very curious about who checked it out. Let me know what's good. Let me know what's good. I definitely want to make some comments. In fact, I took some notes, and so I'm going to be on here just for a few minutes, just to make some comments on this issue, and definitely want to chop it up with some of your own reflections on the address. I spoke to a few people, and they definitely expressed their feelings about it, and so I guess I'll do the same and express some of my feelings about it as well. Um, Dr. Marshall says lies, lies, and more lies, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. So let me see here. See if I can bring up my notes here. I'm up here in Starbucks, my place to be, and I was here taking some notes, writing them down on a PDF file here. I'm just hoping that I was able to save them over. I think I got them right now. Coming up here. Good news, everybody. So thanks to my patrons, I got 4 patrons now. So I want to shout y'all out. Thank you very much for your support. I want to thank everybody who comes to show up and chat and share their perspectives, info. I want to thank you all for that. So there's a number here. I'll give you that number, and then I'll let you know when it's time to call. We might not be able to do calls too much today, but what the heck, we'll give it a shot. So take this number down right now. It's 202 505 0250. 202 505 0250. That's the Political Soul Food call-in number. So whenever we do the show, if you want to tell, you want to share your side of the story about something, about the topic at hand, that's the number to call. I'll pick up and I'll basically plug you right into this chat here, so people won't be able to see you, but they'll definitely be able to hear you. So this way, no matter where I'm at, I want to start moving around to different locations. I can communicate with all of you and get some more fluid feedback. So I think that's going to be really exciting. So I want to try that out today and see if any one of you want to chime in. So for right now, so the State of the Union address. So what's the deal with that? Okay, let me start off with this. And before I do, I think G.D. Stokes wants to say to Dr. Marshall, I think he's saying hello. And so Dr. Marshall, G.D. Stokes is over here on the Facebook platform, just to let you know. We got Dr. Aldomai up in the house as well. What's good? So party time, y'all. It's good to see y'all. So Trump starts off, thank you very much, Madam Speaker, Vice President, members of Congress, the First Lady of the United States. Right? He got the formalities down now. He got the formalities down, and so apparently he, is trying to look presidential, as Van Jones said he did at his first State of the Union address. Whether or not you buy into that, that's on you. What caught my attention is the fact that he says, I stand here ready to work with you to achieve historic breakthroughs for all Americans. Okay. Millions of our fellow citizens are watching us, gathered in this great chamber, hoping we will govern not as two parties, but as one nation. Okay, so get this. He's trying to tell us that, basically he's looking forward to moving in a bipartisanship way, right? And so he goes on to say he has an agenda, right? The agenda he's going to lay out is not a Republican or Democrat agenda. It's the agenda of the American people. All right, fine, that bipartisan kind of agenda. Just a little Obama's kind of vibe to this already. But that's fine. We know how the plagiarizing goes, especially the way Melania plagiarizes Michelle Obama. However, this agenda he's talking about, what is this agenda that is neither Republican or Democrat? It's an agenda for the American people. Is it the building of the wall? Well, I don't think so, because that is a very partisan issue, right? Is it the tax plan? I don't think so, because that tax plan, which disproportionately helps businesses, and not just any business, we're talking about the 1%, right? The billionaire status and their interests. What about the deregulation? Same thing for corporations. And what about the ignoring of the KKK and neo-Nazis? I mean, many people are looking for Trump to take a firmer position, to issue out unambiguous condemnation of the neo-Nazis and the KKK and all of the racially provocative incidents that are occurring in our country at this moment. Okay, so it doesn't seem to me up to this day that Trump has been offering an agenda that is for the American people. I can say that I will admit that in front of all of you that Trump is carrying out an agenda for some American people. Perhaps and that statement is even on shaky ground in the way that it's probably more accurate to say that much of what he's doing is an agenda for the Confederate people. But okay, so let's see what he has to say. All right, so he brought out some other things here. He wanted to highlight 2 anniversaries. All right, and he goes on to talk about World War II, D-Day. Now, what's interesting is that look at what he says about World War II. This is very important. If we don't pay close attention, we could fall under a spell of just imbibing rhetoric that is filled with disinformation, which will eventually disarm us and allow a lot of the kinds of racial and bigoted and sexist and American revisionist history to seep into our minds. And I got some antidotes for that. I have friends who, listen to a lot of the political rhetoric and they just fall into it. And next thing you know, they're like MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. I have no idea why they're saying MAGA. So it seems harmless to invoke D-Day, right? So let me see if I got this passage here. Hopefully I put it out. So when he talks about World War II and talks about how America stepped in to save the day, all right? So there was a lot of American exceptionalism, if you didn't hear it in this speech. And that's, I'll give Trump credit for that. He's definitely, someone who is at least trying to profess on the surface America first. And, and his base needs to hear that American exceptionalism. Obama was actually accused of apologizing for America. So Trump is, being very consistent in sort of his America first, even though it seems like he's helping Russia. But apart from that, there is this American exceptionalist theme that's going throughout this entire address. However, let me just get to the point with his reference to World War II and how America steps in to save the country, save the world actually. Save the world from what? And I'm trying to pull this up. And it was more or less save the world from, I cannot find it, it'll come soon. Save the world from communism and all sorts of things like that. Right? And he wants to say communism to attach the social democrats to that as an enemy of America. Wasn't that so smooth the way he did that? In fact, what was happening, America was supposed to have been stepping in to challenge fascism, right? The kind of fascism that we see sprouting again here in our country, right? And so let's just look at how subliminal this is, all right? He invokes World War II, which is good, all right? You patriot, America come save the day. We help the European get over this rise of some great evil, right? But look at how he labels this great evil. He refers to it. He doesn't even refer to it clearly, but when he does, he mischaracterizes it and talks about communism. And the communism issue, all right, it popped up, early 20th century, and the communist issue is full blown in the 1950s, right? And we can go back to Joseph McCarthy and everything, and the whole Cold War and all that stuff. That's true. But in World War II, the issue was fascism. The fascism that we saw and under Mussolini's regime in Italy, and also in Hitler or Nazism. So that is the real issue, right? And mind you, let's not forget that the teachers, the role models for Nazi Germany were actually American racists. All right? Okay, so fascism has always been in our country. It just wasn't called that. So I think that Trump did a good job in mischaracterizing issues and history in order to redirect people's attention to what he would like for us to regard as threats in our own backyard. So that was kind of dope, right? That was some really good demagoguery stuff there. You gotta give him an A+ for that. because his folk are just eating that up like Jello. Okay, and so that was one thing. I think I'll pull out some other issues. I mean, he touched on a lot of the standard things that any president would touch on, like trade, the economy. And I love how he takes credit for the economy and takes sole credit. And he basically is starting history anew from like this original point, something that France tried to do after the French Revolution, when Robespierre and others took control for a little while. They tried to start a whole new calendar, and I wouldn't be surprised Trump and the Republican Party are really trying to do the same thing here by crediting Trump the trends that we're now seeing today, and not realizing that when people try to make these false comparisons by saying, look at Trump's economy in his first year versus Obama's economy in his first year. And again, because we are at a poor state of historical thinking, it works. Because I have to sit and waste time to explain to people, well, you know what was going on in 2008? Okay, I'll give you a hint. Capital G, REAT, capital R, the Great Recession. Hello? Okay, and it is almost as if when Trump gets in, the job numbers just starts off at just high level without seeing the decline from under Obama's presidency after the Great Recession. But that's fine. I would expect that of most presidents. Right? Most presidents almost are not going to be as thoughtful and reflective as a President Barack Obama. We're not going to see that for Lord knows how long. So that kind of irritated me a little bit. And you know what? Honestly, Trump is not the only one who is just trying to erase Obama from American history. Many on the left, or I don't want to bring attention to too many conflicts on the left right now, but many on the left are trying to start anew and sort of erase what Obama tried to do, as if he sort of failed, not realizing that he faced the kind of opposition that developed into the initiative that the Republicans see at this moment. So anyway, there was a lot of revisionists, and I guess Dr. Marshall said it in short: lies, 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 right? And I kind of want to tease out some of these lies and show in what way they are lies or how they become lies, because what happens is a lot of his supporters and people who are understandably confused, they detect some half-truths, and so it's important to take account of the half-truths. I think that's important for us to do on the left, because if you overlook some of the half-truths, then people have a right to say, well, what about this, and you're skipping over that, and say, okay, fine, yeah, you're right. So the American economy in a sense is doing much better in certain respects under Trump, and specifically those respects. I don't even need to be speaking broadly now. It's the Wall Street. But when you talk about blue collar workers, when you talk about the increase in wages, it's not going up that much, actually. Not at all. It's not going up that much in the sense that, wages are going up mostly in blue states. Right? You take a state like New York, for example. New York is a progressive state, despite upstate New York is red up there. Be careful. But, for example, New York recently won the state legislature, which is good. So we're going to be able to usher in a lot of progressive policies. And winning this year is the first time we had the state house in 10 years, and it's the third time in 50 years. So something to kind of take note of. I keep mentioning that, and I will keep mentioning that because a lot of people think that progress just happens with a snap of a finger, like every election, but that's not the case. It doesn't happen so easily. It takes people to vote, and that's what we're seeing. But going back to sort of the half-truths and Trump, so Trump is trying to use this sort of bipartisanship, bipartisanship rhetoric to as a Trojan horse for his very partisan, hyper partisan policies, and that's what we're saying now. So I think I'm gonna cut it here for now, and let's see. Do we have time for a call? Maybe I can take in one call if anybody wants to call in. So let's see here. The number is, let me know what you think about Trump's State of the Union speech. Maybe you can call in. The number is 202-505-0250. So I'll give you all a couple of minutes. You want to call in and briefly explain to me what you think for a couple of minutes before we sign off for tonight. I'll give you a few minutes to do that. And let's see here. Let me just get this line ready for us. And yeah, so feel free to call in. Again, that number is 202-505-0250. I think I got the number memorized finally. So yeah, so that's kind of it. I mean, there's more to say. Perhaps I can follow up with more tomorrow, but I think you get the gist of it. I might just do a pre-recorded video, in fact, because I think people should know about this. There's some issues with ISIS too that he mentioned that I think deserve to be contextualized. But just moving forward before I bounce, Stacey Abrams' response was, can I get ghetto? Was slick. It was really cool. It was hot. And she took shots without being ostentatious about it. And also I think she positioned herself, as a reasoned and committed black leader in the Democratic Party. And I think we'll definitely be seeing her up in the higher echelons of American politics. She's definitely going to be either governor or senator. And honestly, I tell you right now, folks, I do see some presidential material in her, to be honest. Whether or not America is ready for her, that's another story, but I do see that. So, shoot, we get Kamala Harris in there, and then we get Stacey Abrams in there. It'll be a party up in here. You know what I mean? So I didn't get any calls yet. So we're gonna sign out for the night. Before I go, listen, if you want to support Political Soul Food and everything else that I do for the cause in different forms, check out Patreon. patreon.com/my name, Kasaun Henry, KASAUNHNRY. Consider supporting. I got a couple of patrons who are holding it down. Thanks a lot. Much love to all of you. But just coming out here and waving, sticking your head out is the most important support here. And even more important than that, trying to do something humane and helpful to another human being is the most important thing you can do for this world, and that would count as support for this show here. Just to know that we're here trying to make this place just a little bit better for those who are less fortunate than us. Folk, thanks again for sharing your time and your mind here on Political Soul Food. I'm going to check out. Have a great night, and I might see y'all tomorrow. Oh, I should say this. It's my house cleaning for my crew. I think I'm going to be going on live between Monday and Thursday. Okay, Monday and Thursdays. Fridays, I might go on. I'll send out some alerts. That'll be like a bonus day. But I know Friday nights, y'all need to go out. I need to rest. I need to chill. I need to catch up with family and do all sorts of, personal time, stuff. So I'll let y'all do that over the weekend. So you won't miss anything. But if you do miss a show, just go on over to YouTube. I'm on YouTube under the same name here on Instagram. And if you're on YouTube, you know I'm there. And if you're on Facebook, just go to YouTube if you need to. So it's Kasaun Henry. And you can check out shows that you missed. Okay, so if you missed a show, you want to check it out, just go over to YouTube and it should be there. And I got some nice fun thumbnails there too as well. All right, so I'm going to call it a night. They packing up here. I got to pack up too. Y'all take care. Happy 2019. All right, bye, RG. Peace. Facebook, thanks for tuning in. Wayman, good to see you. GD Stokes, good to see you all. Peace and love. And YouTube, Wakanda forever. Peace.